Hey, Shalom Saints. Welcome to another S.A.L.T Ministries video. I am Brother Shelby, and this is our 7-minute sermon. What is your type? We all have a particular type of person that we like to date. Generally speaking, when we meet people we're attracted to, there's usually something that we identify in them that we can relate to. Something we really like about them, or we're simply just infatuated by how they look. We could like a person's sense of humor, their smile, or perhaps the sound of their voice. We could be dazzled with someone's economic status, their career trajectory, or their taste in fashion. We may be intrigued by their mysterious ways, impressed by their intelligence, or smitten by their confidence. Usually the first thing that we notice is how someone looks. To be perfectly honest, we've all had our own shallow hal moments. We put a lot of thought, energy, and stock into how folks look. I mean, let's face it, physical attraction is typically what draws us to other people in the first place. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that's who Elohim wants for us and chose for us. We'll date and put up with things from people we otherwise wouldn't if it wasn't because of how pleasing to the eye they were. We bask in the attention other people give us when we're out in public and we're seen with the person that's considered to be attractive to others. We admire how well put together the person is, how beautiful or how handsome they are, how sexy and seductive they may look. Basically, when we say that we have a type, what we're really saying is what it is that we find attractive in a person, and usually that type for many of us starts with physical attributes. In the dictionary, the word type is defined as the sort of person one likes or finds attractive. A person or thing symbolizing or exemplifying the ideal or defining characteristics of something. It reads in Philippians 2:21, "For all seek their own, not the things which are Yeshua, the Messiah's." There's this television show that me and my wife watch, and it's called Love is Blind, where throughout the series, singles try to find a match and fall in love without ever seeing each other face to face. The participants are placed into rooms and are separated by a dividing wall. The objective is to create an emotional connection in attempts to conquer physical attraction. It's basically a social experiment where single men and women look for love, make a connection, and get engaged, all before meeting the person. However, there have been plenty of times where even after making an emotional connection, once the people meet face to face, that they aren't even physically attracted to one another. As they spend time together, usually the relationship begins to dissolve because the person didn't fit the mold of what the other person imagined they should look like. And let's be honest, we've all been there, where we've met someone, think they're the finest thing since mink hair, and they do something that makes our initial attraction grow less. They do something weird or odd that's quirky to us, and we're not attracted to it. It actually kind of reminds me back to a time where when I was in college, there was this one student librarian I had noticed several times who I thought was cute. Every time I saw her, she was either reading a book or helping a student to check out materials. After noticing her for several weeks, I finally got up the nerve to speak to her. Hadn't consulted Yahweh, didn't get on my knees to pray about it, nothing. I just took it upon myself to say, let me go talk to this lady. I basically just went with my carnal desire to follow my flesh. After speaking with her, I came to find out I didn't really like the sound of her voice. And I also didn't like the face she made when she smiled. It was a turnoff to me. It changed the whole outlook for me. I know, it sounds ridiculous. From then on, I was nice and cordial to her, but I never tried to date with her. I never even flirted with her ever again after that. But the moral of the story isn't just about how shallow I was or that I missed out on an opportunity to possibly date her, but the fact that not once did I even ask Jehovah what his opinion was on the matter is what the problem is. Proverbs 3:5-6 reads, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." I'm not saying we can't like what we like to a certain degree, but we are supposed to consult Elohim about everything in our lives, from the most minute thing to the grandest thing in our lives. But the question is, do we really ever take time to pray about the people we want in our lives? Do we truly use our Yah given discernment to make sure the people we do meet are supposed to even be in our lives? And for how many seasons? Do we ever ask Him that? Or do we just selfishly choose the people that we desire? We're all selfish. It just depends on to what degree. Matthew 6:33 reads, "But seek ye first the kingdom of Elohim and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." The more I started focusing my attention on Elohim's holy words and Yeshua's sacrifice on the cross for covering our sins, the less I cared about looking for a relationship. Matter of fact, before I even met my wife, I was done with the merry-go-round of dating. I was tired of constantly misunderstanding the women I dated and also being misunderstood by them. The deceptions, the lies, and my sinful acts of premarital sex were weighing on my soul. So by the time me and Sister Shelby met, her testimony was pretty much the same as mine. We actually mirrored one another in a lot of our life experiences. It was as if Elohim had finally brought us together. And let's be perfectly clear, although when we initially met, I thought my wife was cute, she wasn't the type I generally went for. And from what she shared with me, vice versa is the same. I wasn't who she would normally date either. But as we began to date, the more we talked, the more we got to know one another, the more my attraction for her grew. Her love for Elohim, her intelligence, compassion, empathetic heart, spirit of servitude, sense of humor, and desire for a Yah-blessed marriage is what stirred up the dormant emotions in me. The more my attraction grew, so did my feelings for her. The seed of love was planted and has grown to this very day. My wife is very beautiful to me, inside and out. To sum all of this up, basically we can never go wrong when we first pray to Elohim about what we want. When it's something good and righteous and in line with His holy word, He will bless us with it. When we seek Yahweh's advice and counsel, He will direct our steps if we look, listen, and truly pay attention to what He's saying and showing us. Our goal should be to become more like Yeshua in our daily lives. And our type should be others striving to be more like Messiah as well. Shalom, saints.